Alright, hello and welcome back to Zelda 2. We are here in Mito Town, where we have one last task to complete before heading on to the Island Palace. If you recall, we were here last time and were told by a woman that she needed help saving her child who was ill, which resulted in us going on a bit of a fetch quest to collect an item, which we will learn now is the Water of Life. Quick, come with me. Yes, so I suppose the Water of Life will allow us to save her child, or allow her to save her child, whichever. I believe it's supposed to be the same potion that you got in Zelda 1, which is interesting. This magic word will give you power. I don't know if that's exactly how I would have described the fairy spell. I suppose it's not ultimately inaccurate, just a little vague. But yes, we do now have the fairy spell, which we're going to utilize very shortly. First, however, we will take the advice given to us by Error in the last video when he told us to search south of King's Tomb for a secret that, I really hate getting into fights in the graveyard. It's just very obnoxious. This, as this woman will tell us, is King's Tomb. This is King's Tomb. That's all she says. It is just a landmark, and if we go south from here, we will find this secret, which ultimately is related to the Island Palace. So, we're going to use our fairy spell to get up this long, tall cliff that we otherwise would have been trapped behind. And we'll come to this hallway that has a Mew. Sure, let's grab that. It's not going to really matter, but we'll grab it. A couple loaders. Apparently a lot of lag. Take care of that guy. And ultimately we exit this tunnel and find ourselves on the island where the Island Palace is located. Really hope that doesn't continue. Let's see what we get. Iron Knuckle, that's fine. We can kill this and grab some extra experience. That's not a bad thing. Particularly in this palace, I tend to be a little tight on getting all the experience that I want prior to reaching the boss. So, getting a little extra is not a bad thing. Let's see, is that enough? Alright, we'll do it again. See if we can actually fill up. Perfect. Alright, let's continue. So, we're going to come down here, and immediately we're going to be introduced to a new enemy type. Actually, technically, two new enemy types. This is a Doom Knocker, so they throw these maces. They hit very hard, particularly at this life level, although they're not all that difficult to beat. You just have to be careful with them, which I clearly was not. And then the second enemy is an Armored Stalfos, which isn't really new. They're the same as the Skeletal Knights we've fought previously. They just have the armor in place that makes them a little bit stronger. So we'll just jump through here. Nothing too special on this screen, just have to be careful not to be terrible like me. And not to have them hit you and steal your experience. Have a fire Moa that flies across, but the real enemy that the real danger we need to watch out for is the falling bricks. And again, lag. Alright, we've gotten across there. And in this room, we'll come across this key. And another couple of steps, our second Doom Knocker. There you go, that's what you really wanted to look for, as well as, look like, as well as that P bag there for 100 extra experience. Now we're gonna take care of this Iron Knuckle. And try to get this guy down here so he doesn't get in the way. I'm going to leave that there for right now. And then we have a second Iron Knuckle in here that I want to draw out and deal with before trying to move on. Alright, I hate to waste it, but let's just leave it there. Yeah. I really wish that wouldn't happen. Oh, that was... I'm not sure how that guy snuck by me. It's really unfortunate. Alright, now we want to time this to jump right at the end, or not at all, I guess. It's fine, we can still deal with it. Take care of this guy here. And then we just have to time this jump really well so we still have momentum going upwards, so we don't have to waste a jump spell to get up. Another fire Moa that will run past, and then a red iron knuckle. We'll take care of this guy and collect another key. Now, any one of these keys we could skip if we wanted to. It is one of the other uses of the fairy spell. So if you do not have a key in your inventory and you use the fairy spell, you can fly through those locks. However, if you have a key in your inventory, even if you're using the fairy spell, you will automatically use the key. So if you're going to try to skip over, you want to make sure that you don't have a key in your possession, otherwise you'll just waste the key and or your magic. It's really frustrating when the lag actually interferes with things as opposed to just slowing us down. Combat does become a little more difficult when you're lagging. However, we're going to end up getting our magic leveled up right here, so we might as well use the shield spell before advancing on to face yet another new enemy, which is the blue iron knuckle. Now, in general, they're roughly the same as the others, except, as you can see, they have kind of throwing daggers. And after we hit them, they go through this period of launching several daggers, usually it's 5. If you try to attack through that, you're just going to get hit a lot. So the better move is to kind of step back, let them wear themselves out, and then they'll stop, and then you move forward again and start attacking. As long as you do it that way, they're not all that difficult to deal with. But if you try to just race through them the way you can the other iron knuckles, you're going to take a lot of damage, and it's part of why the blue iron knuckles are often considered to be one of the hardest enemies in the game, when in reality they're not actually all that difficult to deal with. You just have to be patient. Here we are able to see one of the other uses of the fairy spell, which is to save us if we're about to fall into a pit that I was falling into because I grew impatient and acted stupidly, wasting a big chunk of our magic that I really wouldn't have wanted to waste like that, but we did. Hopefully it doesn't bite us, but I have a bad feeling that it might. Alright, so let's continue on here. These dog head statues, the Maus, are honestly one of my least favorite enemies. They really shouldn't be difficult, and there's nothing inherently hard about them. They just tend to frustrate me a great deal. I don't know. I deal with them poorly, I guess. I think there's one more iron knuckle here. Yeah. We'll take care of him. Now we're going to come up to one of my least favorite rooms in the game, because it is full of these Maus, and again, I just do a really bad job against them. Shouldn't have a lot of trouble, I just do. Yeah, if you get kind of caught up in here, it can get very frustrating. You kind of get trapped with them in here, and end up taking damage that really you shouldn't have to, but I often do, again, because I just do such a poor job in this room. I will never be able to explain exactly why it is that I have such trouble with that room, but I do. Alright, so let's continue on. We're going to come down here, use this key, and then we're going to have, I think, an Armored Stalfos followed by a Doom Knocker. So we'll take him out, and then hopefully take care of this guy without much trouble. It's not going to make things easier. Oh, poorly timed. Alright, let's see what happens here. Okay, so we're going to have an Iron Knuckle under here, guarding a pea bag that we don't really have to go after, but we can. Yeah, why don't we'll just draw them all the way out, since we're a little low on health here. And as always, I just much prefer dealing with them in an environment where I can jump. Kind of hoping that it was going to drop a red potion vial, to be honest with you. This is 100 pea bag. Alright, so we are in an interesting situation. You probably noticed that I walked by a pea bag on the previous screen that we could have jumped up to. I may end up going back to get it. We'll see how things go. Unless I remember incorrectly, it's 100 experience points. Should be able to jump out of here fine if I get the timing right. There we go. Alright, now you want to be cautious here to go down in the right moment, and to go down in the right spot. You really don't want to deal with this blue Iron Knuckle. It's just a headache. We want to get over here and push this guy far enough back that the blue knuckle is not interfering with us and throwing daggers at our back while we're trying to fight him here. Alright, that actually, I think, works out really well. Let's do this. However, we do want to actually come back here. And I don't want to deal with the Iron Knuckle still. But what I do want to do is go into this room and collect that pea bag. Actually, I'm still going to be a little short, I think. Oh, man. Alright. Let's see. I suppose I could try to kill the blue Iron Knuckle. That's not the worst idea. I'm going to skip that. And then I don't remember if the boss gives us 300 or 350. Either way, we're a little shy. So, let's risk it here. Come up and see if we can't take care of this guy. Nope. Okay. Oh, he's gonna hang out back there, isn't he? You coward. Alright, let's do this the hard way. Okay. Oh. Suppose we could do this. Let's see how this works. Oh, that was unfortunate. Oh well. We tried. That's fine. It'll be a little easier to deal with them now that we have our kind of full complement of health. I suppose trying to deal with him in that type of quarters ultimately wasn't the best idea. Alright, so we can just deal with him over here. Give him a chance to get angry at us. There we go. If only we could have had that luck last time, wouldn't have had to waste that life, but you shall survive. And ironically enough, have a chance to fight yet another one. So we're going to enter the boss chamber here, and we're going to be fighting a boss called Rebonack, something like that. Oops. Who is really just a blue Iron Knuckle that rides a horse. So we need the down thrust ability to beat him here. You want to land on either on the Iron Knuckle himself or at least behind the horse's head. If you land on the horse's head, you'll just kind of bounce off. But might as well use this. Outside of that, there's nothing overly difficult about him, except that he has a tendency to just run off the screen. So you have to kind of give him a little bit of room here. Oops. Wow, alright, that's fine. I just wanted to get him dead. Alright, very good. So we're going to skip this. And this is why I wasted that life, or risked that life, defeating the last blue iron knuckle, because we wanted to get all the way up to 8,000 experience points when we went through here, which is going to allow us to either bring our attack level up to level 8, or we could use all of that experience and divide it up amongst several life and magic levels, which would bring us up at least probably 2 levels of each. And it probably is the smarter move, but I just feel like doing this. So we're going to do the attack and get our attack up to max level, and then level up life and magic moving forward. I can never resist. Alright, so let's continue on. We'll just get out of here quickly and probably end things at the docks, which ultimately are going to lead us to, I don't know, you want to look at it, the other continent, the other half of the world. But you saw we collected the raft in that palace, and this is the only function of the raft to bring us over to the other continent here that we're about to see. We can just leave that behind, that's fine. Alright. So we climb out of here, go back up towards King's Tomb, try to avoid getting in a fight in the cemetery. Even though we're by town, I still just hate it. Right, we will just stop right here, and when we come back, actually, you know what? No, I can't resist. Let's go across. We'll go across, and once we get off on the other side, we'll end the video and come back ready to face the new challenges. So, here we go. Alright, let's end things here, and we'll come back next time and see what's going on this half of the world. But, till then, see ya.